Hey, everybody. Hey, y'all. Welcome back to my channel. So, thank you for joining me. Thank you for coming back to my channel. Um, Listen, let me tell you something. Last night, I went out for like the first time in the longest of time. Um, and let me just say, the streets are not for me anymore. Like, the streets are not for me anymore. I last night was such a waste of time, energy, and money. Um, and it wasn't like anybody did anything wrong. I was with a cool group of girls, that in any other setting, I have a great time with them. Like, I was just on a boat with them last month. We had an amazing time. Um, it's just that environment I recognize is just not for me anymore. First of all, I was trying to figure it out last night. Like, when's the last time I've been to a strip club? I can't remember, but I feel like it's been a really, really, really long time. Um, and so first off, start off, right? My night, I'm I go out and again, right? Also because, since moving back to Miami, I was gone from Miami for 2 years, right? So in that time frame, the places that I was living in those 2 years definitely slowed me down because they're not fast paced like Miami. Things aren't open late till 4, 5, 6 in the morning like Miami, So I naturally slowed down. So now that I'm back, I'm just like, um, I'm just not the same. It's not the same energy. Like your girl has, I'm tired. I go to bed. You know what I'm saying? So um, last night, I also had to prepare myself and remember, like, okay, people aren't leaving the house to even go to the spot till like 1 in the morning, which is exactly around the time I left my house, like 1:15. I get to the spot at 1:30. I put on some nice heels, because I was kind of dressed down. So I was like, all right, um, let me put some heels on to dress it up. So some really, really skinny heels. So once I get to the spot, I'm like, okay, I have to park close because I'm in these hills. These are not street walking hills. So um, I did like the valet thing, like close up by the door. I'm already knowing they about to tax me. I don't have cash, so they tax me to cash app them. I know I got scammed. I'm like, whatever, I'll take that hit, right? Boom. Then I get in the club. I have to pay to get in the club. Okay, cool. Whatever. I'm going out. I've already prepared myself. I didn't have cash. Again, I don't ever have cash. Never. So then my friend had to come out, give me cash, and then I had to cash app her the money back. Whatever. Okay. We're in there for all of 30 minutes by the time I get there. And the girl we were out with, she's like, all right, ready to go to the next spot. So I'm like, okay, I guess we're doing this. So boom. Now, after I done paid, I done got taxed to park, paid to get in, 30 minutes later, walking out, going to the next spot. The next spot, I've been to this spot before. And um it's a pretty, well-known strip club down here. I remember when they first opened up, which was, I remember this like 3, 4 years ago was the first time I ever went. It's like this 24-hour strip club, so it's just like always traffic coming in and out, in and out. You could be leaving at 5 in the morning and literally crowds of people are coming in on their way in. And I get in, we get there, okay, it's flooded, the parking lot flooded. All you can do is valet. Boom. So I pay for valet again. Cool, no problem. Then I get inside. I pay to get in inside again. But again, I don't have cash. So now they got an ATM right there. I gotta pay the ATM fee. And in a strip club, the ATM fee is crazy. To get the money to then pay to get in. And then I get inside, and that's what made me really try to figure out, like, when's the last time you've been to a strip club? Because immediately I was just like, I should have went home. It was just not my energy. Like, the vibe was just not the vibe that it was just not my scene anymore. And I was like, dang, and like, again, I said, nobody did anything wrong. It's just not my scene anymore. I was in there for about 45 minutes to an hour, pretty much just sitting still, bopping to the music a little bit. But like, I found a little corner to sit in. And I just was like, you know, I don't know, and then I kind of just started wrapping my head around, like, dang, at one point in time, like, this is all I would do is run to the clubs with my friend, like to the strip clubs, and like that's the scene down here. Like that's the club scene. But no, thank you. First of all, by this time I'm in the club. Me and my friend texting each other. I'm like, yeah, I'm about to slide. It's already like a little bit after 3 o'clock in the morning. I am like, I'm going home. Like on top of the fact I had to get up for work this morning, and I'm like, this is not worth losing sleep over. Like I'm not enjoying myself. So I left like about 3 in the morning. I go to stand by the valet people for them to come get my car. And remember, I tell y'all about this club, 24-hour strip club, heavy traffic coming and going. I'm standing waiting for my car so I could leave. At this point, it's like 3:15 in the morning. Michael Rainey and a crowd of girls are in the line to go in. Tariq from Power, if you don't know who Michael Rainey is. I'm like, it's damn near 3:30 in the morning, and they're just going in. But that's literally how the scene is down here. But I've been off the scene so long that I'm just like, I have a bedtime, and it just it just wasn't given. It wasn't given. So I was just like, you know what? I'm glad I went, because now I know, like, depending on certain things I'm invited to, I'm just not gonna go, because I know that that's not my scene anymore, So yeah, I thought that was kind of funny though, because I was like, man, you know, but I had to remember too, like, I am 37, like I'm tired. I remember I said that on my last episode. I'm tired. Yeah, so I don't really have the energy for all of that. Like, I like to go to a nice dinner, nice restaurant, have drinks, maybe, talk to my friends, laugh, joke, and go home and go to bed by a decent hour. Truly. Tonight I'm going to my cousin's game night. That's my vibe. I don't mind going to a party. It just had to be a certain kind of atmosphere. Like even getting dressed up to go out, I was like, oh, I'm excited. I'll get to meet some men. But then I got there in that environment. I was like, these not even the kind of men I want. Like, I don't even want these men, right? Like, what am I going to do with these men? Like, what you're getting if you meet a man in that environment. And I'm just like, yeah, that's not what I'm looking for. That's not what I want for myself. So, yeah, no, it's not for me. But, yeah, reflecting on my last episode that I did, just talking about healing and trauma and heartbreak and all that stuff. You know, one of the things that I was so eager to do was just like meet new people, get out there, get distracted, and even though still I am interested in that, I just have to find like my people, like find where, to go. And I don't know, like I tried a dating app for the first time in history and I immediately deleted it. Did not last. Maybe a couple weeks. I kept it up, trying maybe a week. And I was just like, no, because it's just really weird and awkward. And also, I don't know if that was like, you don't know what people were looking for. And then it seemed like it was a lot of spam going on. I tried 2 different apps. And I was just like, you know what? I just want to meet people organically out in the world. I was kind of like coerced by friends to like try the app because they're like, you don't go anywhere. So where you're going to meet people at? So try this. And I was like, okay. But at this point, if you don't catch me in traffic at the grocery store, at Target, at TJ Maxx, at the out to eat, I don't know. God has for me what God has for me. And that's all I can believe at this point, because I definitely don't want to force things anymore. I just want things to come to me as they are supposed to. But I definitely want to keep people out of my life who do not belong in my life, who have shown me time and time again they have no interest in being a good person in my life. I'm just not, I'm not desperate. I'm just not any of those things. Like now I'm just like, yeah, I'm good, So like even with meeting new people, I'm just very careful to not like, hey, if I'm interested in you, I'll show my interest. But then after that, that's it. Because I've learned, if anything, you need to learn from your past, like learn from your mistakes. If a guy is interested in you, you'll know. You won't have to question it. You won't be like, you know, as a woman, you don't throw yourself out at him. Show your interest, and that's it. So I'm lately just learning, like being conscious and self-aware, of particular situations and being like, okay, that's God's protection. Like God was protecting me from whatever, because one of the biggest things is I definitely do not want to be to go through the things that I've gone through before, right? I'm always telling God, like, I don't want to, when I'm praying myself out of situations, I never want to feel that again. I never want to experience that again. So I have to allow God to protect me from those things, protect me from having to have those experiences again. So sometimes, you know, we may meet people and we're interested in them and we want them to be interested in us. But we have to understand that, you know, don't overextend yourself. Don't do anything that is going to put you in a position to come off desperate, needy, or to just put like your hopes and dreams into other people, anything outside of yourself, you know, for your happiness is a no-go. It's a complete no-go. Um, yeah. So that's where I am, trying to find, what I like, what I don't like. So like even that last night, going out, it had nothing to do with a relationship. It was just straight up, I went out into an environment that in the past I had frequented, and I recognized that, wow, this is not my speed anymore, this is not my vibe anymore, and that's okay. It's not a judgmental thing. There is nothing wrong with people who are still in that environment, who still have a good time in those environments and find that to be fun. Nothing wrong with that. It's just not me anymore. And I think, no, I don't want to be the person that goes out and I'm just sitting there like bored and just looking crazy. I'd rather just not go, So, um, but yeah, like that's really cool too, because I was able to like learn like, okay, that's not my speed anymore. And that's kind of like where I want to make sure that I am in relationships, learning and growing. Like, okay, that's not my speed anymore. These are not my people anymore. Just being okay with being alone. It's a tough thing when you're somebody who just like desires companionship, desires companionship, desires partnership, you know. But it's just so important to like not be desperate. Don't idolize relationships. Don't idolize marriage. Like, be okay with being alone and being by yourself, you know. Because if you're desperate, you'll attract the wrong people. Oh my goodness. That's all I can say. That's all I can say. So now, when I meet people, like I recently met a guy and I thought he was really cool and I found him attractive. And I was like, yeah, we were vibing and we, exchanged numbers. And then we were chit chatting via text message. And then I made it clear, like, hey, want to like, he wasn't really asking like to hang out or anything. I suggested it because I'm like, maybe he don't know, because of the way we met each other. We didn't meet on some, hey, trying to talk to each other type of stuff, right? So I was like, well, let me put it out there so he know like I'm interested. And then it was like, all right, cool. But like he never has pursued me any further, hasn't invited me out, didn't take me up on my offer. In the past, the unhealed, which I'm still not fully healed, but like just like what I've learned is like the unhealed me, like that the trauma response for me would like be to like, oh, like I have to obtain this person because, like, I don't know if that makes sense. I'm trying to think of the word I'm looking for. Like, I have to have this person because they're rejecting me or they're not showing interest in me, or like, so I'm going to overextend myself to show them like, you want me, you need to. And I used to do that in the past. And that led me down a really dark path to like something that I'm still struggling to like heal and detach from, right? So I know now, I recognize that when I see this guy and I see like, okay, he's not cool, going about my business. That's it, move on. There's always someone else. You'll meet new people, like just move on. So that's where I am with everything. It's just like learning from my experiences, from my past, continuing to heal, recognizing in real time and going this way instead of that way. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just so important to be careful out there, because if you allow people to play with you, they will. And so it's like, yeah, it's just like, know your worth. Have to know your worth, and walk in that. Like, if for me, building up my self-esteem, I used to think like I was just like this such confident person with like high self-esteem. But then I recognize, like, vanity and self-confidence is not the same as self-esteem. Like, self-esteem is just like, and loving yourself is just like about like separating yourself from anything and anyone that does not treat you well, does not value you, not participating with and continuing interacting with people, allowing people into your life that do not treat you well, that do not love you, back, or just like, that is a lack of self-love. That is a lack of self-esteem. And those are the things I'm learning. So like now, I remember asking my friend, like, how do you love yourself? Like, because people always saying love yourself. And she said that. She was just like, loving yourself is not allowing bad people into your life who are going to cause you harm, who don't mean you well, like, things like that. And even through therapy, I was asking my therapist, I'm like, how do I let go of this person, like, in my spirit? Like, yeah, I can physically stop talking to this person, go no contact, change my number, do all the things, but like, how do I control my mind, my emotions, my heart? And my therapist said, and this is gold, you release these people energetically when you learn to stop letting them in when they come back physically. If you can be able to shut that down when they come around, and it's an energy release. It's a shift in your energy, shifting your confidence in yourself, Because one thing about that too, I'm learning, is like, when you don't honor yourself, when I don't honor myself, when I don't keep promises to myself, I subconsciously, I am losing confidence in myself. And so I'm understanding that. And so now that's what my focus is on, moving forward. Doesn't matter who it is, whatever it is, whoever it is. I'm choosing myself, and I'm going to stand on business about myself, because I have to teach myself to trust me. I have to teach me to trust me. I have to honor myself. I have to love myself. I have to protect myself. And I can't never bypass myself for nobody else, choose somebody else over me. So like, these are just all the things that I'm learning along the way. And, you know, I encourage any of you, if you are in a situation right now where you feel like you are going through, some kind of attachment to a person, a soul tie, you know, you just can't seem to let go. Even though this person isn't for you, they're not treating you well, they're not doing right by you, like all the things. Um, all I can say is like, force yourself no matter what. No matter what, no matter how painful it may be, because it will hurt, when you have to let go of somebody you just don't want to, walk away from people you don't want to. But you have to want better for yourself more than you not wanting to lose them. Like, you have to want to be treated well and respected and loved and honor yourself more than you want to hold on to that person. And so when you set in that boundary, stand on that. Don't break it for nothing and nobody, And it's just, don't go back. Don't go back to the people and the places that have broken you, that have hurt you, because nothing changes there. It's the same thing there. Yeah. And then, I see a lot of videos where people say reframe it, reframe it in your mind. Like, so I watched a video where a lady was saying to reframe things, right? So if you find yourself like, dang, I miss them, that's a natural feeling. Yeah, I miss them. However, they didn't treat me well, so I have to keep moving on. I have to continue to let go. Oh, I wish things were different. Yes, I do wish things were different, but they are not. This person is still the same person. They haven't done anything to change or show, that they value me or whatever the case may be. Like, always remember to follow up with the truth. Follow up with the truth. Never forget the truth. Because you're really gonna have feelings. It's this popular guy on YouTube and TikTok. I cannot remember his name, but I remember I was in the dark. I was going through it real bad, like what's wrong with me, and just feeling like, oh, I just want to heal, like in this healing, this never-ending healing journey, right? And he was like, in the video, he said, nothing's wrong with you. Nothing's wrong with you. You're never gonna stop thinking about the person. They're part of your memories. It's okay to think about them. They're gonna have memories of them. You're gonna miss them. That's normal. But you keep trying to make yourself think that you gotta heal from that or something's wrong from you. So you're gonna be forever. And that is so true. It's just like we keep trying to, like, after we've gone through some type of pain or heartache, we try to like forget those people and like force them out of our energy and our lives. And it's just like, yo, they're a part of you. They're part of your history. Physically remove them, go away, stay away, all that good stuff. But like, that's not going to change the fact that you may go to sleep with them on their mind. You may wake up with them on your mind. You may miss them. Like, that's life. Anybody that you have ever loved, spent some kind of substantial time with, or, connected with, or built with in any kind of way, when they're no longer a part of your life, you're naturally going to miss them. That's normal. And it's like we just keep trying to run away from that, but that's not reality. Just like when people die, we miss them. And as time goes on, it just gets easier. My grandmother died, it's like 17 years ago now. It doesn't hurt nearly as bad as it did 17 years ago. Do I have my days where I miss her? She comes to mind. I have passing thoughts, of course. But am I in like this pain that I can feel? Like right now, you can feel it, right? You can feel it when you think of that person and what they did to you and what you're missing them. You can literally feel it. As time goes on, it's just a thought. It's just an afterthought eventually. But it's still going to be a thought. And that's what you have to accept. You'll still think of them. You'll have your days maybe a year from now where you'll miss them. But it's just a thought. They're just there. Passing thoughts, afterthoughts. They're part of your memory bank, part of your history, part of your experience, part of your existence. Accept that. And that might make it easier for you as well. For me, I'm just going through and getting through. That's how I go through and get through. And so, as you're on this journey and you're trying to heal and you're trying to move forward, and I'm in this space where a lot of my conversation with you may be about that because that's the space that I'm in and the space I'm coming out of. And I know there are many other people who are too. So, if you ever have like questions or like, yo, how do you do it? How do you let go? How do you trust me when I tell you it's possible? I am not 100% there. I continue to make mistakes on this journey. I continue to break my own heart on this journey, but I'm learning the lessons, and I'm a little hard-headed, so sometimes I gotta bump my head a few more times, but I think I'm done now. But I like to say, like, give yourself grace. Give yourself grace. Some days I'd be mad at myself. I'd be angry at myself, angry that I allowed certain things to happen, allow people to treat me a certain kind of way, angry with myself or angry with the situation, angry while I'm not over the person, while I'm still hurt, while I still feel. Give yourself grace. Things don't change overnight. Give yourself grace, but just make sure that you're living your life. Continue to live life through it. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I think I'm going to get up and go now to go hang out at my cousin's house for game night. But I wanted to just tap in and chat with you all. And depending on how I feel when I get back in, if I have more thoughts, I'll just add to this. But for now, bye for now. And I just ask you a favor. Make sure if you're watching this, like, comment, subscribe, definitely comment. Give me some conversation, whatever, we should talk about next time. I'm definitely excited to, share my journey and hopefully help you on yours. Bye.